Hey folks, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. Dr. Groovy coming at you today with the Peavey 1997 G5 bass. No, that is not a GV. It is a V for Roman numerals, but I don't want to hear anybody out going, hey, I got me a Peavey G5. I know, some of you people out there hear that P word, the Peavey word, and it gives you the heebie-jeebies, but I do not want to hear the Peavey GBs or Peavey GVs. Whatever I'm trying to say. Anyway, so one of the least known basses out there that are ultra high end that would have cost you a couple grand by anybody other than Peavey. Peavey being the innovator, the person who brought you the Peavey T40, T60 bass. And how did they make them? They were the very first company to ever go ahead and just use CNC machines to make guitars, where everybody else is making stuff so slowly and nothing even close to resembling the guitar before it. These guys are knocking out 300 bodies per CVC machine per 8-hour workday. So knocking them out, better axes, all identical for less. Okay, that's how they did it. Hartley had ingenuity. Peavey is one of the companies that you can buy, whether it's the T40 monster bass or any Peavey bass, and you are going to end up with a hell of an axe. It could be the cheapest thing coming out. It could be one of these new Millennium BXP things that cost $199 brand new. And I tell you what, they will kick a 62 jazz bass's ass. They just do. They're just better thought out than they were back then, and they're just made better, and everything about them is superb. Some things just are so. Okay, so let's get you the specs real quick and get that out of the way, and then talk about why some of the stuff is so cool compared to what you think should be cool, but which really blows dog. Okay, here's the specs. Okay, once again, 1997 here, it went through 2002. It was a 5-year run. First year, they used the Modulus Graphite, which you can always tell by the woven graphite like this. Everything else will be just a flat black. You know, those will be like your Moses brand necks and stuff, which are what they went to later on. Those and other cheaper ones, because these Modulus necks just cost a fortune, but they are worth it, every bit of it. So look for those. Basswood body, great wood, just like any wood. All you have to do, if you want the real hard part of the tree, use the wood from the middle. Then you got the sapwood, the less strong wood on the outside. So don't knock basswood. Again, I've got tons of guitars around here that cost a couple few grand that are made out of basswood, but they're made out of the center of the tree. So it's good, strong wood. It's great. It's easy on the tools, on the manufacturers, blah, blah, blah. Wood is wood. No wood sounds different coming through your amplifier, so who gives a flying rat's ass? And it's so easy to make instruments with it. It's the wave of the future, the wood of the future. This one's in blue, as you can tell, because I got it at a good price, and they're blah, blah, blah. I think I paid $625 or something for this bass. Okay, what else? Oh, the Pal Faro fretboard. Ta-da, for those of you who care. Quick measurements. I've never given a shit about nut width or neck width, either one. Give me a guitar and I'm going to play the damn thing, and I've never once asked anybody, how wide is it at the nut? Just never concerns me. A guitar is a guitar. Can I play it? Damn straight. Okay, for all those of you across the ocean, meaning outside the U.S., at the nut it is 46 millimeters, and at the 21st fret it is 68 millimeters. United States only people still using this kind of math or measurements. At the nut it's 1.8 inches, and at the 21st fret, of course that's how many there are, otherwise I'd give you a different fret measurement. 21st fret, 2.7 inches wide there. 21 nickel silver frets. We don't know which it has more nickel or more silver, because they just don't care to let us know. It says chrome plated hardware. Well, I do have chrome plated keys, but I don't on the bridge, but it says chrome plated high mass bridge. Sorry, it's not chrome plated. Anyway, so yeah, not always bright people that do the write-ups, as you know from Gibson always writing down, oh, we have coil tapping here on our humbuckers. No, you don't. You have coil splitting. Every now and then they get it right. At least Gibson here in 2015 finally did. a lot of my stuff I've been asking and made you buy. If you want to buy a Les Paul in 2015, you must have a 0 fret and a metal nut so that your open strings will sound like your fretted strings. Metal against metal instead of metal against bone or whatever. So they got something right. And you notice Gibson also is, no matter how wrong they get it, they're all doing coil splits on all their humbuckers and everywhere. So you're getting your single coils and they're making a more versatile guitar. Why? I would like to think it's because of me, but hey, you guys can all say thank you that I stuck it up their ear so many times. I'll definitely give myself the credit for all this stuff. Was it from me? It could be, man. I cause a shitstorm everywhere I can. Okay, on here we have the VFL plus internally active pickups, which mean, who knows? They are wide aperture. The controls on here, we have a volume, a pan between the two pickups. The 4-string models only had 1 pickup on them, so know that. You get 2 pickups with the 5-string, 1 pickup with the 4-string, so they are very different. Okay. What else do we have? The bass, middle, and treble, and of course the body is the body and the electronics are both from the Cirrus bass, Peavey's highest price bass ever. Switchcraft output jack. At least they put output jack instead of input jack. They got that correct. We have a tilt neck adjustment. Tilt neck adjustment. One of the most beautiful things in the world, and I'll tell you why in a second. And deep forearm and rib cage contours. Blah, 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 blah. And I'll show you a few more things that are beautiful about this. They mentioned the, right back here. Yep, that hole right there, you cram a good old Allen wrench in it, and you can undo some of the bolts. Yes, these are bolts, not screws on this particular model. Yes, it's threaded on the neck side, and you can actually get rid of shims and all that stuff. If you have a neck through or a glued in neck, you can't do this shit. I'm sorry, but if you're going on tour, I know many bands have gone on tour with neck through bullshit, but I will always hate that till the day I die. Set necks and all that. Give me these any day of the week, because the more that you can actually dial in your own thing, the better. Period. Okay, so you don't have to put shims in here, blah, 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 where you would have to with some other companies that don't offer that. I think Fender's probably came up with that a long time ago, but at least Peavey still implements it. Fender don't use it on half their guitars, where they should. But the more versatility, the more variety, the more you can actually set an instrument up, the better. Controls on the back, or cavities. Okay, you can adjust the output of each pickup back there. You can actually, right there, it's not a pop-out yet, so somebody must have been right on the edge of when they came up with the battery compartments that popped out. So 2 9-volts in there, 18-volt system, no problem, no huge drain here. Superb access to everything. Okay, now a real, let me get this down so I just don't have to screw with it. A real truss rod adjustment. Yes, it's at this end, but like Fender, you don't have to take off the damn neck to get to it. Okay, let me get it in on there. And there it is. Well, there it was, right there. It's just like on all the Parker instruments. You've got a wheel in there that you can simply stick anything in and twist it around. Do you need it for graphite necks? No, but at least you can actually change the actual relief a little bit if you want to. So it's there if you want to. It's all about personal preference. So if you want to change the relief on the neck, you can. It will be harder to do so than wood, because the graphite neck is, like 30 times stronger. So this bass is very well thought out. So instant access here, you break a neck, take it off, want to put a new neck on, whatever, you can get to it, you can adjust it by every possible means. Okay, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, you got 3 tuners this side, 2 tuners this side, a big old honking thing there to shut up the overtones past the nut. And what else do we got? You got the 2 pickups. Again, the G4 will only have 1 pickup kind of in the middle. Lots of complaints about the nasty mid-range frequency on the G4. G5s, no problem. cool bridge setup here. It was fun setting this up, actually. I love setting up guitars, and this one was fun. Okay, there's your master volume. This is a pan between the two pickups, so you can put it wherever your sweet spot is. Lows, mids, highs, boost or cut, different frequencies. It doesn't just hit one frequency, it hits a wide range of frequencies. You can't sit there and keep changing them, but they thought it out that it's not like just 800K and that's all you get for your mid. It's a wide thing until it runs into the treble. So it's like you cover all the frequencies with one knob for your lows, so you get that 63 hertz. You get 40 hertz. You get everything till it hurts, but until it runs up into the mid frequency. So you're actually getting low end across the frequency spectrum until the mid-range frequency. So it's not just a 3-band thing, it's actually lows, all of them. Okay, so beautiful thing. I've got this set up through an ABY box, so I can play straight through my little Hartkey Kickback 12. Coming directly out of there with a mic cable, but I have a Elisa's 3630 compressor plugged into it, which you'll hear first. The second way is just dry into a channel on the board, which is set completely flat, so it's just the bass directly to there, no amp, no anything. I'll tell you which is which. Okay, so let's get to some sounds. Here's the bass wide open, both pickups on full blast, and I am flattening the EQ. Okay, this will be through the Hartkey rig with the slight setting on the 3630 compressor. Okay. Let me get rid of my microphone. That makes a huge difference. Okay, so that's everything just flat. Okay, I'm going to go between the two pickups with the pan, which is a straight walking thing. Okay, now I'm going to go through and boost and cut each of the three frequencies, or not frequencies, but each of the tone controls, which will be bass, mid, treble. I'll just point to it again, bass, mid, treble. I'll boost it all the way, and then I'll cut it all the way. I'll just point to it since my mic will be off, and you can just listen to where they're set at, the frequency ranges. Okay? So here we go with the, I'm going to start with the bass cranked wide open. Okay, so that's kind of going through the gamut there. Now I'm going through the channel that is just going directly into the mixing board. Dry. Well, not dry, but just totally unaffected. Everything flat as can be. So here's the bass with nothing active, and everything set on 0. No amps, no compressors, nothing in the way. Okay, now if I was to actually split those, I'm going to throw the dry side on your right side and the amp side on your left side. So hey, let's go stereo, all right? So again, the processed side or the compressed side on your left and the dry side on the other one. I'm going to do a little bit of EQing on the bass, just like that, and check it out. Let me get rid of this mic. Okay, so there's everything, both sides doing a stereo deal. So now I am back to the amplifier side. Anything else we need here? I think we got her. But anyway, this is very well thought out. It's like any other bass, except for, again, the Modulus neck. Everybody in the world, this is the cheapest way to get a Modulus bass, if you can find one. I happened to find a Sunburst one like the day after I bought this on eBay, and again for the same price, about $6.25, $6.50. But it had the other neck. But this is the neck to get if you can. Is the other one horrible? No, but Modulus is Modulus. And the Palfaro fretboard feels great underneath your fingers. Of course, you can't feel it underneath your strings. Very comfortable, very balanced. People talk about balance. The only thing that balance has to do with any flipping thing is where they put the strap buttons. So all you people with Gibson SGs and so forth, they look like this on the back of the headstock. You'll recognize them. They look just like your Les Paul does. Just check the back of your Gibson. You'll know it's a Gibson by this huge fucking gaping crack in it. Gotta love wood. And know that that will not happen to this bass or this kind of neck. But if you're playing with wood, hey, you'll get furry fingers and something might squirt out, and plus something's probably going to warp and go wrong with it. So anytime you can avoid wood, please do. It's the 21st century. Please grow up and accept new ideas because they are getting better, 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 better all the time. And again, the more versatility, setting your instrument up and keeping it up. If you have to play in Maine one week and Bangladesh the next week, you better have some fucking adjustment places, or carry a bunch of basses like these around and leave your neck through bullshit at home because it won't be able to handle the different stresses. Your finish will probably crack. You know, of course, the finish expands and contracts at different rates than the wood does. So not a lot of people are bright when it comes to such things, which are probably why most basses are just wood, and they're just left that way so they won't crack all over the damn place. But again, features, tons of them. Sounds, great, tons of them. Adjustability, bam, right there. For any tool you have, you can use a little bitty screwdriver. It don't matter if it fits or not, as long as it goes in the hole. I know, that's what she said. And just the typical, if every instrument in the world had that and was a bolt-on, everything would be perfect. Again, you're allowed to like what you like, but I'm here to tell you why over and over and over and over again that bolt-ons are as far superior, because you can work on the son of a bitches. You cannot work on other things. You have to take them in and get them heated up and let them dry and hope for a nice weather perfect day so that your instrument will set up correctly, which will make no difference tomorrow because you're in another country and it'll be raining like a bitch and your instrument will be rendered useless. And you'll go down to the local pawn shop, find a great Peavey for rent for $20 for the day, and you'll use that son of a bitch. And I truly mean all this. It's just common sense, people. Yeah, love what you love, but when you need a axe that will work every flipping place, everywhere you go. Take out there what has been made to take out there. I mean, instruments are built different ways for different people. Everybody likes something different, but use your brain, man. If you are going from climate to everything else, you need a sturdy neck. That's the best you can get. So, number one solved, and adjustability everywhere. You can change this neck out anytime. You can adjust it, shim it, anything, tilt it any way you want. You can't do that on all your $25 million neck through, Bubinga, whatever the hell's. Wood is wood. It's going to warp. It's going to switch around. It's going to take a while to get acclimated, blah, blah, blah. This neck doesn't take any time to get acclimated. You could start playing right away, any country, anytime. Don't worry about the fucking body, because that ain't going to do anything. And the neck is what you have to play. Okay, so it's going to be there when you open up the case, when it's 20 below zero and 120 above zero, all Fahrenheit, of course. But it's going to be ready to go. And that's what you need, dependability. These are dependable as bass guitars. So I'm a guitar player trying to play a bass. Nothing worse than that. But I know my shit. For those who think I don't, good God, plain and simple, you're fucking wrong. So again, the G5, not the GV. But if you don't like the blue, get a different color. And what else can I say? This is just too flippin' groovy. And this bass is never going anywhere as far as I know, unless somebody steals it. So once again, Scott Grove, Dr. Groovy, groovymusiclessons.com. Be smart. Buy an axe that used to be $1,500, $2,000 and will kick other basses of that price's ass. Get them for $600. What is wrong? Get it, man. This smokes anything else I got. I hate to say it, but it does. I've paid 10 grand for that axe, and for that axe basis, smokes them right here. Peavey. That's all I got to say. Peavey. Later, kids. Bye.